Are those last season's Toy Bush flats?
For those of you unfamiliar with the esteemed Gossip Girl, it's a beloved show by millennials and Gen Zers alike that follows the highly unrelatable and at times downright fictitious lives of the uber rich and the allegedly poor. I say allegedly because this is their house in New York. So the follow-up question to that would be,
what weight is Rufus moving?
and do his kids need a stepmom? I'm just joking. I mean, I may be into DILFs, but I think Rufus is literally the exception to that rule. Besides the dramatic flair that Gossip Girl brought to the teenage television realm and the copious amounts of inappropriate relationships, abusive dynamics, and not to mention the risque screen moments that were allegedly happening between minors, Gossip Girl is especially known for its glamour and unforgettable preppy fashion. While planning this video, I made a joke which essentially went along the lines of,
I wouldn't even be allowed on the set of the original Gossip Girl. I'd be shooed off to the side and fall into sidekick oblivion like one of Blair's minions.
but the reboot surprisingly acknowledges the fact that races other than white exist. Isn't that mind-blowing? I can literally already hear all the comments that are like,
why do you make everything about race?
ask that to colonizers, not me. Anywho, as for the fashion, I don't actually think it's horrible. I mean, that's mainly because I see the appeal of having teenagers dressed like actual teenagers with the ruffled look that they have going on. We don't see much outside of these school outfits anyways, so who's to say that the outfits aren't amazing otherwise? However, I think it would be fun to create a new character in this reboot with a style that matches my particular fashion taste, because I don't have a real job. So, as Shakespeare once said, lights, camera, action.
Bitch.
So I usually take it upon myself to find more affordable and realistic clothing options for my restyles because I want it to be accessible, especially for Netflix, who apparently has the budget of a pot full of hot dog water and 3 crumpled dollar bills. But the best part about styling Gossip Girl, despite the age demographic, you can forfeit a budget when it comes to the wardrobe because it doesn't have to be relatable. Instead of having to shop at Target like the rest of us commoners, the characters on this show can have their pick at any high fashion brand and none of it really stands out because everyone is already wearing it. And we can assume if this show takes any direction as the first one, opulence and casual Chanel are warranted because they can afford it 12 times over. My original character, of course, would be definitely one of those people who can afford to splurge a bit on name brands. I want her fashion to be daring, yet a little bit more age appropriate than the first Gossip Girl. I think she would follow a lot of trends, especially in this modern age of the internet and like sort of instant influencing, while also paying homage to past fashion trends, especially since fashion is cyclical. Either way, she's always going to be on point and maybe even be a bit indulgent. Okay, so maybe a lot indulgent. For my character, it's not enough to just wear like a silk pajama set and a cami and silk short combo. There's not enough drama in that. I imagine her wearing something reminiscent of this Oscar de la Renta silk kaftan. I think the off-the-shoulder neckline and floral detail really gives it a youthful appearance, so we don't quite forget how young these people are supposed to be. On the other hand, I think the long and shapeless silhouette provides a more conservative look, something a bit more classy and mature. And you know, I think that's the perfect balance for the Gossip Girl cinematic universe, because even though these characters are young, they do try to pretend to be a bit more mature, a bit more grown up for their age, probably due to their extreme wealth and the upbringing that requires them to dress and act a bit more refined in public. And I mean, C.W. Lewis even once said that a quest for maturity or the desire to appear grown up is a big indicator of an immature mind. To a certain degree, it's even healthy for young adults to have this desire to appear more mature, a little bit more refined than they actually are mentally. And I think that can reflect trends in the fashion realm as well. well among younger generations. Even though there has always been this desire to not look like our mothers in the fashion world, there has also been this desire to shy away from looking too immature. For the elite, there may even be a bigger pressure upon them to look more refined and a bit more mature in the public eye. I just wish the color of this captain was a bit more muted, since this is a morning outfit, and I think seeing red that early in the morning sort of like sets off alarm bells in my head. I think something a bit more muted, like a cream or a bit more pastel pink, would really work for this outfit. And also for this outfit, I would go with very light, possibly even no accessories, since the hemline and the dress itself is already doing a lot. It's carrying the team enough as it is. So I don't want to kind of overload it too much with jewelry and accessories. And besides, she's like just waking up in this anyway, so. And for shoes, I would choose this Olivia Morris Blossom slipper. It has a 60s floral motif with red accents that tie into the red of the dress. And we will see a bunch more 60s themes and 70s going on with these outfits. Outfit 2 is a bit more toned down than outfit 1. This tweed white tunic from Chanel has a very clean cut, sophisticated look to it, but it is rather revealing for a teenager. The original Gossip Girl would have no problem styling their characters in this, but I want it to remain, you know, age appropriate. So in true Shakespeare fashion, I incorporated some layers to cover a bit more skin, and I would of course pair this tunic with its matching tweed pants. And then I would layer this silk tank top from Saint Laurent underneath the tunic for a bit more coverage. The model of this tunic is wearing these Chanel sandals. They're about 1 inch in height and super casual. I think it really pairs well with this outfit. But for my character, I would pair this outfit with these black and white pumps with about 1 inch more in height to really elevate this look. I'd finish it off with gold jewelry and as much pearls as I can physically get my hands on. Oh no! I just like ripped my skirt. After she's done getting pampered in the morning, my character would change it to something a bit more practical for public wear. On the days that she doesn't go to school, she would most likely be shopping, going out with friends, going out to brunch, or attending one of the many benefits that her parents have cooked together. What do rich teenagers do anyway? Either way, I cannot relate. I don't know. So this first daytime outfit is heavily inspired by Blair Waldorf, with a little bit of Jenny Humphrey in there with the shoes. So I started off with this Carolina Herrera shift dress with chain and fan details. It has these cute little bows on these sleeves and a contrasting black fabric on the back. I paired it with these metallic slingbacks from Miu Miu. I just love the crystal details on these shoes and how the metallic body ties in with the chains on the dress. Since the shoes have a bit of pink in them, I decided to go like balls that's not the phrase I'm looking for. I decided to throw all caution to the wind and really go ham with some pink accessories, starting with this pink Chanel scarf. I imagine that she would wrap it over her head and under her chin, reminiscent of the 60s glamorous style. And just to keep that 60s theme going, I pair it with these white square sunglasses from Chanel. I was originally going to use this purse from Chanel. It has a pink padded body, but I really didn't like the gold accents on the purse itself because I think it would look better with a more silver jewelry. So for jewelry, I did go with a mix of silver and gold, and I ended up scrapping the purse altogether and finished it all off with this iridescent mini bag from Chanel. Outfit 2 is very different from outfit 1 while still maintaining some of those key elements of the character. All of the previous outfits, I've tried to make it clear that I want to set a tone of elegance, classiness, youth, and femininity. And I think that still rings true with this outfit, but it has a little bit of an edge.
She's just edgy.
Starting off with this white Alexander McQueen t-shirt, I wanted to do a layering look, specifically with a corset over maybe a turtleneck or a t-shirt. But I think this t-shirt with the printed corset is much more simple than what I had planned, and it makes the outfit a lot more breathable, especially since I'm about to oversaturate the fuck out of it with heavy materials. I found this Alexander McQueen leather jacket with a very cinched silhouette and frilly shoulders, going back to that youthful and feminine approach, while also adding in a bit of elegance and edge with the color and the texture. Next, I paired it with this pink taffeta midi skirt from Alexander McQueen. Wait, is this whole outfit one brand? That's so embarrassing.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
I love the pleating and the way the skirt is sort of gathered at the back and the sides. It really creates a sort of flattering silhouette. To match with the jacket, I went with these black platform boots from Miu Miu. The body of the boot is high gloss, but the platform itself is like a matte rubber, which makes for some cool contrast. Like I said earlier, I think contrasting elements in fashion for this television series would make a whole bunch of sense, especially since the characters have this contrasting sort of personality where they are young, but they try to act more mature. I just made that up. To accessorize, I chose these pink sunglasses from Louis Vuitton to match the skirt, and this pink and black trunk pochette to tie in the black and pink motifs of the outfit as a whole. Gold jewelry is a must because I already incorporated gold with the sunglasses and the purse itself. So I'm actually not sure what the dress code is for the admittedly fictional school that the girls attend in Gossip Girl. There's always a vast variation between the outfits, especially with like Blair and Serena, who look like they're not even attending school in general with their outfits. And I think the same can be said for the Gossip Girl reboot, which doesn't have a unified look with the outfits. I mean, this girl is like completely wearing not even a school uniform, so I'm not sure what the deal is, like what they're supposed to be wearing. Funnily enough, the boys' uniforms in both the reboot and the original have a very unified look, save for the varying levels of disheveledness. So for this wardrobe, I thought I would stick to white and navy to at least make it look somewhat related to a private school uniform, while of course adding bits of flair here and there. That means we're going full prep, full plaid, and full pretentious. For the bottoms, I chose this THOM Brown pleated uniform skirt in the color navy blue. The coolest and simultaneously most disgusting thing about this skirt is the high-low design. Like, I hate high-low dresses. Something about it, I don't know what it is, just makes me want to vomit in my mouth. But I think at the same time, when it comes to pleated miniskirts, this high-low feature is very much needed, especially for school. Like, I had to literally stop wearing pleated skirts because I had like too much badonkadonk going on when I just wanted to go to class. You know what I mean? So I think so it's a bit of a love-hate relationship that I have with this high-low design, but I think the skirt in itself is still pretty cool. Of course, I'd pair it with a very pretentious, preferably ruffled white button-up, sort of like this one that I'm wearing. This one by Dolce & Gabbana speaks to me, but fuck Dolce & Gabbana. All my homies hate Dolce & Gabbana. So instead, let's go with something a little bit more simple. Simple and conventional. Perfect for school. Since this top is sheer, I would choose a white tank top to go underneath it, preferably one that is made of satin and lace. This skirt has some red details in it, and I thought it would be perfect to pair these red glossy loafers and some white opaque stockings for a full-on preppy look. And I think this outfit too calls for some pearl accessories, splashes of gold and red, and this adorable, hold on, let me pull it up. This adorable sheep purse by Thom Browne. You may be thinking,
It's so small. How would they go to school with that?
and let me just tell you, as a high schooler and college student, I brought nothing but the audacity with me to my classes. And I think the original Gossip Girl characters would agree. It's not about what goes in the purse. It's not about practicality. It's about fashion. I've heard from from a little internet gossip bird that the 70s are coming back into style. This outfit is a bit more cautious. It's like testing the waters of a 70s look. It doesn't want to dive fully deep into the 70s silhouette or style, but that doesn't mean it can't play with some 70s patterns. I think brown is a very controversial color in terms of when you can and can't wear it. We usually associate it with autumn, but I more so associate it with the 70s, especially when it comes to the color pattern of brown and orange. Those two colors were dominating that era for whatever fucking reason. I read that more muted autumnal sort of colors were very popular during that time because of how tumultuous the 70s were and how the bright poppy colors of the 60s, like sort of hippie fashion, didn't embody the fear of war and political corruption that was happening in the 70s. So for outfit 1, I chose a brown and orange color palette, starting with these brown leather shorts and brown/orange frilled blouse. Colorful stockings also seemed to be very popular during that time, especially when it came to printed stockings among youth. I couldn't find any that I found interesting or beneficial to the outfit as a whole, so I imagine that my character would have hers custom made like the rich bitch she is, preferably out of this fabric design. For shoes, I wanted to have something that matched the deep brown of the leather shorts while also ascribing to that 70s look. Gucci, son of a bitch. Gucci has a pair of chocolate brown and beige monogram mules, which I think are perfect. I mean, look at that suede. I just love how the green looks with this shade of brown, so much so that I went ahead and accessorized with green as well. Keeping it real, what do teenagers do at night? Why am I creating night outfits for teenagers who can't go to clubs, can't really like have fun for that matter? What are you gonna do? Go to the Trader Joe parking lot, the Walmart parking lot if you're in the South? Like, what do you have fun doing? Or maybe I was just like a really sheltered teenager. I think the most I did was never mind. I never did anything wrong. I was always at home or at school. Go to school, stay at home, be safe, please. Okay, let me admit something really quick. When Hyam stepped onto the Grammy red carpet dressed in head-to-toe Prada, I will admit that I flamed the shit out of them, like very harshly. But as it turns out, that was just very impoverished of me. That was very poor of me because I have no fashion taste because I don't have money. I ended up actually picking this Prada turtleneck as my base for this outfit from the same line that Hyam's fashion came from at the Grammys because I thought that this Gucci slip dress would work very well for a sort of party vibe, but of course I think that's way too much for an underage character. So I would layer that on top of the turtleneck and then layer this pretty useless, completely for aesthetic value, floral sleeveless top over the dress. I think the ribbon detail and the crystal flowers really tie in with that youthfulness that I'm trying to go for. I would go with some sheer tights and these velvet sandals from Miu Miu. In terms of jewelry, I don't think I would really add necklaces because I think the chest area is already so busy with the 3 layers that I have on top. So I would just finish it off with some silver jewelry and this black lambskin beret from Dior. And that is all of the outfits I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't click off. I did not say the video was over. The bell does not dismiss you. I do. I have one more planned out commentary video that I want to do, which is the final installment of my femininity analysis, which I admit is dragging on a bit because I'm not posting them consecutively. But I would really love to start a new series, and that would be creating a sort of wardrobe for my subscribers. So if you think this is a good idea, something that you want to see, something that you think you would like to watch maybe, all I would need is just a short description of your personality, your go-to style, and your age demographic so I can be sure to really make it appropriate for your age. Then I'll just pick a few people to start the series off and see how it does, see if you guys actually do like it, and maybe even make a small sort of series out of it. That's all, folks. Shanspeare is signing off. Thank you. I love you. Bye.